Hello everybody, this is Matt with Sewer Tech Northwest. It is August 27th and we are here at 13820 Northwest McLain Way. My camera is already at the end of the sewer line. What you're looking into right now is the transition into the city lateral. I'll try and back it up a little bit so you can kind of see. That's the city sewer that everyone else ties into. So as you can see on my marker, the white number at the bottom, we are 61 feet out. And that is from the base of my clean out entrance, which is located under some of the plants at the right side of the front of the house if you're looking at the home. I will show you with the camera once I back all the way out. Turned off the water a couple minutes ago. It's probably all drained out by this point, so I will go ahead and back out slowly. I will stop if I have anything to say or see anything of concern. Let's rock and roll. This line does appear to be fully updated. We can see that we're in PVC SDR35 pipe here that's green. We will eventually transition to a black pipe that is ABS plastic. So that's good news for the age of the home that this stuff's already been taken care of. But we will just keep coming back to see what we can see. And just as a note too, we can obviously see those large streaks on the side walls of the pipe. Typically that would be an indicator of where waste gathers on a flow line, which is usually indicative that there has been backups in the past. Everything I'm seeing so far on this pipe looks really good, so it probably would have been abuse from a previous tenant or owner. Nothing here showing any concerns now. Just a little history lesson there to kind of show you what may have happened in a pipe prior. All right, right here we have the transition in material from PVC plastic to ABS plastic. There is, as you can see there, you can see the lip of the pipe wall. So this joint doesn't look like it was put in perfectly by any means. There is a little separation there. We shouldn't see that. Now, as it stands right now, something like that would have virtually no effect on the serviceability of the pipe. I would, however, say that down the road, it's usually beneficial to take an eye at this every year or couple years with the camera, just initially to make sure that we don't continue to see movement. Because if for some reason that it's not fitted well, that ground can continue to erode if water moves through that joint. And if that soil beneath loses bedding, then it can cause the pipe to slip further. So as it stands right now, It's not that like it's causing any kind of problems, but it does give us a caution of we should wait and see if anything more may happen. All right, I just pulled my way partially up the clean out body. I'm gonna go ahead and flip the camera around now and do the upshot going towards the house to see if there's anything going on in there. Now I would suspect on the edge of the home, unless they updated everything, there's a decent chance we do run into some cast iron piping in here. And then we'll just have to see the condition. It's possible that's all done too, but we'll go ahead and turn this around and find out for ourselves. All right, we got that flipped around and we're gonna head backwards. As we can already see, this is where the repair was done. I am just barely turned around on the upshot right here at the base of this clean out. You can see that the repair was done right here because we are transitioning as we speak immediately into the cast iron. You can even see a bit of the lip here where the body of this side of the clean out doesn't seem to have a perfect flush fitting with it. Sometimes these can be awkward transitioning from old cast iron to ABS. But we'll go ahead and run in there and see what we can see. We're gonna have to stop for a minute. My camera flipped back around again. Give me just a sec. All right, we're now up inside that cast iron where we were initially looking, and we'll go ahead and do the upshot into the home now. You can see here it's starting to get a little coarse at the bottom. This is actually very common. What happens with cast iron over time is it of course reacts with water and other materials and it begins to rust, hence the red color of the pipe. And over time, shavings, or what we call cast iron flake, can peel itself off. And there's a little bit of it on the base here. Now overall, most of this cast right now is looking pretty healthy. Yes, you can see a little texture to it, but trust me, it can look a heck of a lot worse than that. This is looking pretty healthy. But we're gonna keep note of some of the debris that we see on the bottom right here. There's a little bit there. It's not perfect. It's not something that's really gonna threaten flow right now. We just wanna make sure we don't get into heavier amounts of this as we go further down line. And just to stop for a second, one important note is that we did run water through this line. I obviously have the water turned off and I'm going up through it right now, and as it stands, I'm seeing very little, if any, water holding at the bottom of it, which is a good sign that this pipe has good grade, that it's sloped properly. So yes, that is really good to see. We'll keep going. right, that's as far as I'm gonna make it here. It looks like we're approaching the backside of another clean out body. We don't have access to the crawl space at this time, so I don't know exactly where this is. Just based on this, there should be a swing of the pipe moving upward, or possibly off to the side over there, where the natural flow is coming from the interior drain lines. As you can see, it's getting a little uglier, it's getting a little more hammered in here. I have a hard time kind of telling what I'm running into right here, if this is a... Okay, I was able to jaunt up that, but I don't think... Yeah, it looks, I think just to the left of this clean out is where there's a sweep, where the line flows through. Seems to be a decent amount of debris here and some cast flake. There's something over there on the left side that looks fibrous, if you can kind of take a peek. I'm getting close to it, but my camera's not gonna want to line up with it perfectly. It's possible it's just debris that's gotten in there. I can't tell. Looking over to the left-hand side right now, it's feasible there is some roots. I see a little bit of the same stuff on the right as well. If so, it's quite minor at this point, but that's important to note. If it is roots, then there are intrusions. I just can't verify. It's too difficult to tell here. Overall, the condition of this interior cast looks pretty good. There's a few spots that are a little ugly. Mind you, once again, there was one little spot we went over right after I talked about how good the slope was, where it actually did hold some water. It was rather minimal. This pipe is serviceable. One thing to bear in mind, however, though, with cast iron, as it does get craggy and flaked on the bottom of the pipe where the flow line is, that is more susceptible to catching things. So human waste, toilet paper, they slow down and they can get caught. Now, as long as there's not a lot of abuse or foreign objects being put down this line, it shouldn't be a big concern. But because of the age of this pipe and seeing some of the degradation on the inside of it, it's still going to be beneficial to view this over time in the future to see if it changes. But otherwise, this line is serviceable as it stands. I'm going to go ahead and pull the camera back. I'll show where the clean out's located, and we will be done here. Just wanted to note real quick, that was toilet paper that we went past. As you saw on the way back, it was already broken up into fragments. There's no concern for that. It will biodegrade over time and break down and slough its way out of the pipe. It just kind of shows how some of it can still stick around based on the material and the coarse nature of the bottom of the pipe. All right, guys, and just to kind of show you here, this is the clean out body right here. I'll put the cap back on in just a second. We are underneath one of these plants here. This is the front right corner of the house if you're looking at the home. Entrance is over there. Sorry, it's hard to see. And that's the street view turning us around, going straight out. You can see my white van there. This sewer line virtually runs straight out from this point. It does pitch slightly to the left of where we're looking right now over an extended period of time. And then it meets a dark center line out in the street, which is the city lateral coming right off the manhole. And that is precisely where it ties in. It's a very straightforward sewer. For the most part, everything's looking pretty dang good. You will get a written report if there are any recommendations to be given, and the video will be sent out within the day. but we are all done here. Thank you so much for your time, and you have a great rest of your day.